All right, now we're going to make our beef and chorizo sliders. So I have a pound of ground beef here, it's 80-20, and then I have a pound of chorizo. You can either buy it, it's not in the casings, or if you can't find it out of the casings, just buy it in the casings and then cut the casings open and take the chorizo out. Then we're going to use about 1/2 cup of minced onion and about 2 to 3 tablespoons of minced garlic. And then we're going to use some garlic powder. How much? Well, you just have to look at it, see how much you think you'll need on there, okay? If you like a lot of garlic, use a lot of it, all right? You can never have too much garlic. And then we also want to use some onion powder, all right? Okay, and again, it's hard to use too much. You're just adding flavor, really. All right, then we want to add 2 eggs, some freshly ground black pepper, and some kosher salt. Do it kind of light, right? You don't want to make them too salty. You can always add more salt later on. But you probably won't need extra salt because, there's salt that you're adding, and then there's going to be the grilled cheese sandwiches, and the cheese has salt in it. Now what we want to do is mix this up thoroughly. Okay, that looks pretty well mixed up. Next, we're gonna make the sliders. All right, now we're gonna make the sliders. And all right, now you know how big a slider is. It's about the size of a golf ball, right? So we're gonna take pieces of this mixture, roll them into a ball, and then put them onto a sheet pan. And I have, I'll show you, I have a sheet pan here with some parchment on it, okay? So here's a sheet pan with some parchment. We're just gonna put the sliders on there. And after I put them on there, I'm just gonna pat them down so that they're a little flatter, like a burger patty, all right? So we're gonna do this with all of this mixture. And depending on how many you need, you'll make that many. But you want them to be the size of about a golf ball if you're making sliders. And if you have any left over, you can make burgers out of them, or you can make meatballs out of them, okay? Okay, now we're gonna roll out and cut the bread for the grilled cheese sandwiches. Now, the way these grilled cheese sandwiches are gonna be made is 2 thin pieces of bread made into a grilled cheese sandwich. And then one of those sandwiches will be the top of the slider bun, and the other one will be the bottom of the slider bun. So what my wife is doing here is she's rolling out regular white bread, Wonder Bread, and then she's using a ring mold to cut them into pieces that are about the size of the sliders. Now, those sliders were, a little bit larger than a golf ball. When they cook, they're going to shrink a little bit. But we started out with pieces that are, roughly the size of the slider before they're cooked. And so you're going to need to have 4 pieces like this for each one of your guests, because there's going to be a sandwich on the top and a sandwich on the bottom, each made of 2 pieces. All right, so she's going to roll out all the pieces that we need. We're just going to show you one more. All right, now we're going to make the grilled cheese sandwich, or assemble the grilled cheese sandwiches, I should say. So we're laying out some of the pieces of bread, presentation side up. That means the better looking side up. And we're gonna brush each one of them with a little bit of melted butter. Okay, now my lovely wife is going to transfer them to a piece of parchment on a half sheet pan and turn them over so the butter is facing down. Then, actually not on camera right at the moment. There we go. Then we're going to spread some Boursin cheese liberally on what would be the inside of the sandwich. So this is one of the sides of the bread that doesn't have the butter on it. Now, you can butter both sides of the bread if you want, but we're only buttering one side for this. So we're going to spread the boursin liberally on each piece. And those two that you see there will become two separate grilled cheese sandwiches, one on the top of the slider and one on the bottom. Right, then we're going to use our other cheese mixture, which is a mixture of Gruyere and Gouda, and sprinkle that on top of the boursin liberally. And the nice thing about the boursin is that it'll act somewhat like glue and hold these pieces of grated or shredded cheese in place to some extent. Then you put the top on with the butter side facing up and press them down like a grilled cheese sandwich. Now, those are going to go into a George Foreman grill or a panini press, and they'll get pressed down even more, so they'll be thinner after they've been grilled. Now we're going to do this for each one of the sandwiches. You'll need four pieces for each guest, 2 sandwiches for each guest. Now we're going to make the bacon aioli. So we're mixing the bacon aioli, which is really just bacon mayonnaise, and so we have about a half a cup of mayonnaise here, and 2 strips of thick cut bacon that have been cooked so they were less than crispy, and then minced. We're just going to stir that up. There we go. Okay, now we're going to use our George Foreman grill to grill our grilled cheese Sammys, right? And you could use a panini press, but I love the George Foreman grill. This will hold 4 of these at the same time. You also want to heat your oven to warm so you can keep these warm after they have cooked. Okay, let's see how they're doing. Oh, beautiful. They got the nice grill marks from George Foreman grill, and it just used this little tool it came with. Slide them right off of the grill onto a sizzle plate, and they're going to go into the oven to stay warm until we are ready to plate. All right, now we're going to cook our slider, putting it into a saute pan where I've already added some high smoke point oil. You could use canola, you could use peanut oil, avocado oil, you could use bacon fat, duck fat. And we're just going to cook this. We're going for something that's medium in the center, but we're just going to have to do that based on experience because we're not going to be breaking it open. So I would say probably about 3 minutes per side. All right, it's been 3 minutes on that side. Let's see how it's looking. Oh, it's looking really beautiful. You can see that, okay? I'm going to turn it over and cook it for 3 more minutes on that side. All right, let's see how we look. Oh, beautiful on that side too. Okay, now we're going to take this off the heat, keep it warm until we're ready to plate, which is going to be right now. Okay, now we're going to plate up. First, we're going to start with one of our grilled cheese sandwiches. Then we're going to put on top of that some of the Dijon Slaw. Okay, and then we want to put the slider on top of that. And then some of the bacon aioli, which is really bacon mayonnaise. I'm just going to put that right on the other side of the Sammy so it's easier to get on there, right? Then we're just going to put that on there, glue that on top with that mayonnaise. And there we have it. That is the finished beef and chorizo slider between 2 grilled cheese sandwiches with Dijon slaw and bacon mayonnaise or bacon aioli. You can see photos of the final dish at my Instagram, which is @ChefsApprentice, Cook Like a Pro. Please remember to subscribe to my channel, and thanks for watching.